Why is Russia's geography problematic? Russia, the world's largest country, spans 17 million square kilometers across 11 time zones, stretching from Eastern Europe to Northern Asia. Despite its vast size and population of 145 million, Russia faces significant geographical challenges that hinder its economic and geopolitical potential. The warm water port dilemma. A critical weakness is Russia's lack of direct access to a warm water port that remains ice-free year-round. This limits its ability to project power globally. While Russia has major ports, each has constraints. Murmansk and Petropavlovsk freeze in winter, and Kaliningrad, though ice-free, is disconnected from mainland Russia. St. Petersburg and Vladivostok face strategic bottlenecks. Ships from St. Petersburg must pass through the Danish Straits, controlled by NATO member Denmark, while Vladivostok's access to the Pacific is hindered by Japan, a key U.S. ally. Similarly, Novorossiysk, Russia's Black Sea port, must navigate the Bosphorus Strait, controlled by NATO member Turkey. This vulnerability has driven Russia's historical quest for warm water ports. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan aimed to access the Indian Ocean, but the mission failed, contributing to the USSR's collapse. Similarly, Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea was motivated by the strategic importance of Sevastopol, a warm water port in the Black Sea. Losing Crimea to NATO would have severely weakened Russia's naval capabilities. The vulnerable western frontier. Russia's western frontier, the East European plain, is another geographical Achilles heel. This vast, flat expanse offers no natural barriers, making Russia historically vulnerable to invasions from the west, including by the Poles, Swedes, French, and Germans. Today, NATO's eastward expansion brings the alliance uncomfortably close to Russia's borders. To counter this, Russian leaders have historically pursued a strategy of attack as defense, expanding territory to create buffer zones. After the USSR's collapse, NATO absorbed former Soviet states like Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, placing NATO forces just hours from St. Petersburg. Russia now focuses on maintaining influence over key buffer states: Belarus, Ukraine, and Finland. Ukraine's drift toward the west led to Russia's intervention in Crimea and eastern Ukraine, while Belarus remains a staunch ally. The loss of these buffers would leave Russia exposed to Western military power. Why hasn't Russia been overwhelmed? Despite these challenges, Russia remains formidable due to its vast energy resources. It is the world's largest exporter of natural gas and ranks 8th in oil reserves. Europe, particularly Germany and Eastern Europe, depends heavily on Russian energy, giving Moscow significant leverage. However, this reliance on energy exports makes Russia vulnerable to global market fluctuations. Climate change could benefit Russia by making Arctic oil and gas reserves more accessible as ice melts. Yet, its over-reliance on energy exports highlights an economic vulnerability. So, Russia's geography has shaped its history and policies. From the quest for warm water ports to defending its western frontier, Russian leaders have grappled with these challenges for centuries. While its energy resources provide some insulation, they also underscore its economic dependence on a single sector. These geographical constraints have prevented Russia from becoming a true global superpower, confining it to regional dominance. Its ability to adapt to these realities will determine its future on the global stage.